their car finally stopped, her brother had her get out and stand in the headlights of another car, so that Mr. Vito could get a good look at her. As she stood there, blinded by the lights, she heard a voice call out, "Cute face, but what does the rest of her look like? Have her take off that coat. In fact, have her take off her clothes." Her brother helped her take her coat off. Then, after a moment, the same voice said, "You have her coat, now have her take off the rest of her clothes." To which her brother asked, "How many?" And the voice said, "All of them. I want to see her naked." At which point her brother turned to her and said, "You heard the man." Mary screamed in her revulsion. "What, Vince? What kind of job are you trying to get me?" "Well," Vince said, "it's not exactly a job. You see, I owe Mr. Vito a lot of money. He said he would forgive my debt if I could provide him with a beautiful woman. You're the only beautiful woman I know." Unable to believe her ears, she said, "What? You're selling me? Vince, I'm your sister." "Yeah," Vince said, "but if I don't come up with some money, he's going to break both of my legs. I need my legs, sis. Besides, it's not like you've never had sex before." "Vince," she said quietly, "that's not true. I'm a virgin." "What? I'm a virgin. What about—" "He lied. I never did anything with him." Then Vince shouted into the darkness, "You hear that, Mr. Vito? My sister is a virgin. She's worth twice as much as my debt." The voice from beyond the lights shouted back, "A deal is a deal. Go back on your word and I'll have you killed right here and take your sister anyway." "You hear that, sis?" Vince said. "My life versus your virginity. I know which one I'm going to choose." Then out of the darkness there was another voice.
Mary had been a good girl all her life. She had always played by the rules because that is what good girls did. And now, in her darkest hour, the rules had changed. The new rules were made by Mr. Vito. The new rules said that she, a lone girl, should stand naked before Mr. Vito, his 6 men, and her brother. Her hands became weak and started to tremble as she tried to obey the new rules. But then a fire rose within her, and she knew she could not obey. She was going to fight, and she was going to fight alone because her brother, the rule breaker, had finally found rules that he liked. In preparation for battle, she took a deep breath, the breath of the condemned. She would die here. There was no hope for her. But then she heard a voice from the plane. It was the voice of John Ubuntu.